you can use this code HOPE50 to avail that 50% discount on our courses. Okay, so this is something that you can get on Gradeup Super subscription. Okay. So these are the these are some of the upcoming courses that we have on Gradeup Super, right? So we are launching a batch for CAT 2021 99 percentile score. We are launching the third batch, right? And then we are also have like course for NMAT specific course CAT 2022 batch, SNAP and Maharashtra CET. Okay. So FMS Delhi, if you talk about, is was established in 1954, right? So what we happened was, right, it is like more than 65-year old, so one of the oldest institutes in the country, right? Even older than IIMs. Okay, so these are the courses that are offered in FMS, right? So we have MBA full time, then we have some of these courses, right? Executive healthcare management, executive program, and PhD program. So the admission through CAT. You know that CAT, they take CAT scores, and the fees is, I mean, the best part about this college that people all talk about is the fee structure, right? So it is just 1.92 lakhs, right? So 48,000 per semester. So the fees for 2 years is just 1.92 lakhs, right? Which is almost like 1/10 of most of the institutes, right? So most of the institutes are like, you see the range around 15 to 20 lakhs. So that is the best part about this institute. Okay, now like what is the shortlisting criteria? How do they shortlist, and what all they take into consideration? Right. So if we talk about this, so when you appear for CAT, it takes only through CAT. It does not take any other examination. So your CAT score, you are given weightage of 30, 30, 40% on QA, DILR, and VARC. Right. So 40% weight to VARC, right, and then 30% weight to QA and DILR, right? So that total is calculated, and that composite score is calculated. Let us say you have 60 marks in VARC, okay, 40 in DILR, and 50 in quant. Just imagine, right? Suppose this is your score in CAT. So your composite score will be 24 plus 12 plus 15, right? So that is 51. So that is your composite score, right? So this is how they calculate the composite scores, right? And then like if there is a girl candidate, she will get additional 3 marks. So women candidate get 3 marks extra. So this is how they calculate composite score and shortlist for PI, and then call people for personal interview, right? So that will depend on the I mean, they call approximately 7 times the number of seats, okay, and that becomes the cutoff, right? So it will depend on I mean, the relative score. Okay. Now, what is the admission criteria? So this was for shortlisted for interview. Once you are shortlisted for interview, 60% weight is given to your CAT score. Right now, there is no section wise. For shortlisting for interview, they give section wise weight, but here the weight is 60%. Let's say your CAT score is like, suppose the total is 100, right? So 60% consists of your CAT score out of total, right? Let's say you scored 180 out of 300, right? So that is your 60%, right? So 60% ka 60%, you will get 36 CAT score, right? Or let's say some other number. Let's say you got 160, right? So suppose your CAT score was 160, 160 by 300, and that is 60. That has 60% weight, right? So that will be 32, right? So you will get 32 marks in that case. Okay, so this is how they calculate the this thing, right? Then 5% weight to marks obtained in class 10th, 5% to class 12th, right? So if you have 90% plus, 90 plus, you get 5 marks, right? You have 80 to 90, you get 4 marks. Okay, 70 to 80, you get 3 marks, and so on like this. That is the score. Okay. FMS में HR, yes, there is HR, right? There are all the streams that are available. You can pursue MBA in any of the streams. Okay, so there is no such restriction that HR is not available. I mean, that depends on the courses, right? So that depends on the courses, like whichever subject you, right, whichever subject that you appear for, right? I mean, which you take as major, that becomes your stream, right? There is nothing like different program for HR. But yes, if you take up more subjects of HR, that becomes your MBA in HR, right? So if you take finance, it depends on your electives. Okay, and then 10% of GD, 5% of extempore, and 15% for PI. Okay, so extempore they are conducted together, right? And during PI, they ask you to speak on a topic for 1 minute, and that has 5% weight. Okay. Now, again, 3% weight of maximum aggregate marks shall be awarded to women candidates, right? So, what is whatever the women candidates are, they will get 3% of the maximum marks additional to their score from this, right? So that means it is favoring women here as well. Okay, so a lot of favor to women to improve the gender diversity. Okay, all right. Then these are the number of seats that they have. Like there are total of 251 seats. For unreserved general category, the cutoff, there are 101 seats. Okay, and then reserved SCs 37, ST 19, OBC 69, EWS 25 seats. Okay, and if you talk about the extra seats, I mean there are certain other seats which are apart from these reserved seats. I mean reserved and unreserved. So there are supernumerary seats. These are for people with disability, 12 seats, right? And CW, these are for children and widows of war people, right? So for army men, like the defense personnels, right? If they died during service or after service, so they have different categories. So 12 seats for that, and 12 seats for foreign students. So these are extra seats apart from these 251 seats. Okay, so this is the maximum seat structure they have, right? No, they do not consider degree marks. They just consider your 10th and 12th marks. So, right, even if you do not have very great marks in your graduation, you can still make it, right? So, 10, 12 marks are considered. Then you have to crack three things. I mean, 30%. If you talk about this structure, like it is CAT 60%, right? ACATS is 10%. So, ACATS is something that you cannot help, right? If you do not have done well, then you cannot help, right? CAD is in your hand, right? And then GD, VAT, GD, PI, and extempore, that is in your hand, right? So that is, I mean, even if you do not have good ACAT, some people think that, okay, I do not have good ACATs, can I get into it? So you have these 90% score, right? So if you do well in CAT, right, you get, first of all, you get a shortlist, right? Then you have to do extremely well in these three, right? So it is uh, like whatever is, you should not crib about what you could not do, right? Suppose you did not have great academics, don't worry, right? You have certain other things in your hand, right? Try to get very high score in CAT, right? That is in your hand. Okay, now that is not, that's something that has not passed, right? Okay, so you managed to get, then you see that 10% weight is given to ACADS, you are getting very poor there. Try to maximize your score in GD, VAT, and like PI, right? Prepare for that. So instead of cribbing that my ACADS is this, will I get to into this institute or something, right? So the best way is to whatever opportunities that you have, try to maximize that. Okay. So this is the structure about FMS, right? So the number of seats, the selection criteria, etc. Okay. Okay, so Gradeup is offering discount on its courses, right? So you can get 50% off by using the code HOPE50. So I mean, if you, in case you are preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations and are looking for our course, right? You can use this code to avail the discount. You can use the code HOPE50. Okay. And these are the courses that we currently have on our website for CAT and other MBA entrance examinations. Okay, and these are our faculty members. I'm sure you must have seen all of them on our YouTube channel, right? Okay, see, there is no such eligibility kind of thing, right? You should have above 45%, right? You should have above 45%. As I said that if you do not have great academics, try to focus on CAT, right? So do not worry at this stage. Like when this is the worst thing that people do, right? They start worrying about academics and all, right? Do not worry. Now you cannot change them, right? So if you cry, if you laugh, if you do anything, you cannot change your academics, right? So in that case, you have to maximize your CAT score. That is the only thing that you can do, right? So 12th, yes, if you have diploma, I think they should consider diploma for 12th, right? Okay, so if you have got any marks, like it should be above 45% in graduation, right? You are eligible. No, 50% I think is the requirement. So if you have more than that, you are eligible to like you are eligible for that. It's just that how much you can score in the overall examination, right? Based on your performance in CAT and GDPI, right? So that is the structure, right? For all any B schools, but at least in FMS you have more chance because it pays 60% weight to CAT, right? So 60% is very high, right? Other colleges, if you see, some maximum 30 to 40% generally. Some people, some colleges even 20-25%. Right, IIM Indore does not pay attention to CAT. I mean, just it gives weightage to other things, right? So the thing is that like you have 60% weight, maximize your score in CAT, maximize your performance in GDPI. That's what you can do in order to get admission, right? Right. So see, chances are 0 to 100%. Anything is possible, right? If you do very well, your chances become 100%. If you do poor, I mean, you have 0% chances. So there is no such thing. That depends on your performance. So you have to see, if you cry, right, there is no point crying, right? You have 90% of the things in your hand, right? Try to maximize your score in these 90%. Don't worry about that 10%, right? So that's how it goes. Okay. All right, so this was about like FMS. It accepts CAT scores, and like the CAT scores are really need to be high, right? So if you're targeting this institutes, you need to do well in CAT as well as in the